Okay, I think it's time to start. Now you should be able to see me from the screen capture one and my monitor as a screen capture two. Rudolf, please verify. You can see both screens.
We can see both screens. On one screen, we can see a PowerPoint, I guess, some document. And on the second one, we can see your video.
Yeah. From the second screen, you can where you see my camera. It's actually the main screen of our room application. We're capturing right now because we have a computer, a small computer, set up with 3 applications running, 2 desktop applications of TrueConf to capture both screens, and TrueConf Room application, which we will discuss today and which we will showcase today. So all 3 applications at the same time on the same computer. So it's quite complicated for me. I'm just trying to verify that you can see and hear me quite well. So we can start to talk about this update. Today we're going to cover the TrueConf Room application update for version 4.2. TrueConf Room is a software room endpoint, which is designed to be used in conferencing rooms. And we developed it for many years so far. I think it is pretty old software. We started to develop it more than 5 years ago. So the current version is 4.2, which was released in May. So it was released recently, 3 weeks ago, and it's time to cover this update and show you some most important features we have added and introduced to this program. So if you have any questions, feel free to use the chat function. I will see some pop-ups with chat messages and we'll try to answer them. And meanwhile, I will show on the second screen the room itself, the main screen of the room application, and on my first screen, on a smaller monitor, this one, I will show the control panel for room application and the slide deck. So let's start. First of all, TrueConf Room application is the new generation of conferencing room solution, which is not based on C protocol or H323 protocol. TrueConf Room is based on our own TrueConf protocol, proprietary protocol, and it is designed and developed to be used only with TrueConf Server. So if you have TrueConf Server installation and you have a lot of desktop applications, mobile applications connecting to TrueConf Server, you can also use the TrueConf Room application to connect to the same server. So this way we offer you native applications for mobile usage, desktop usage, and for room usage, thanks to this TrueConf Room application. TrueConf Room has a very simple design. It comes as a software, which is available for Windows and for Linux. And for 2 architectures, we have Linux version we have for x86 architecture, like regular AMD or Intel CPUs. And we also have a Linux version for ARM architecture, which can be found in solutions like Raspberry Pi or NVIDIA Jetson. So mostly for kiosk installations for some specific tasks. Most of our users are running TrueConf Room on a regular Windows machine, usually alongside with Zoom Room application or some other applications used in the conference room. Why we started to develop this? Because long time ago we started to see that SIP and H323 is becoming less popular, and it is very obvious nowadays. Nowadays, most of the conferencing is happening on desktops and on mobiles, and rooms are not very popular place to. It's still used, but the majority of conferences are happening outside of rooms, and because of the majority of conferences are happening over proprietary protocols, not over SIP, because most of the customers, they use not legacy solutions, but new cloud-based solutions or TrueConf Server solution with their own native applications. There is a way, we need a way to connect to the same meetings, connect to the same systems from room. It's not the right approach to use old legacy protocols like SIP and H323 to connect from rooms to the new architectures, to the new video conferencing services, products like Server. So that's why we started to develop this product, and it speaks our own protocol. It registers itself on TrueConf Server only, and through TrueConf Server, it receives all its functions. Basically, TrueConf Room is a regular Windows application or Ubuntu application with a different type of interface. Instead of your mouse and keyboard, you can use the touch panel. It's behind my monitor, it's over there, or your smartphone or any browser to control it. So the basic setup comes usually as any computer. It could be a small computer like Intel NUC. Right now, today we're using Intel NUC computer, or it could be any laptop you have, a spare laptop for your room, which is a very clever design, clever idea for conferencing room, because with a laptop you can render the conference on a big screen in your room, while laptop screen will be used for control panel. And it is very easy to control it because every laptop has a touch panel, etc. Or it could be a second monitor for control panel. There are many second monitors available on the market, which can be used for room control applications, for example, Logitech Tab or Mimo. Lenovo also has special computers with a built-in monitor, which is used for Zoom rooms or TrueConf rooms. For us, it is the same. We have many customers who are running TrueConf Room application alongside or instead of Microsoft Teams Room systems, because all Microsoft Teams Room systems are fully compatible with TrueConf Room as well. So this is like a new approach for video conferencing. We're using native protocol for our own solution to deliver more features and to deliver high quality video conferences. And we are not limited by old protocols in any way, because old protocols are always require a lot of resources on the server. We have to mix video streams. We have to invite the operator to control the layout on the MCU. We have to use dedicated core on the CPU for every layout on the server. That's the old approach. We do not recommend to use it. So the new approach is to use native PC-based room solutions, which don't create a lot of load on the server, which don't utilize a lot of CPU resources on the server. It basically behaves like regular desktop application in terms of infrastructure load and the system requirements which they require, they're quite low. So another benefit of the native PC-based room solutions like ours, like TrueConf Room, is a much higher quality. And it also brings the flexibility for system administrators, because people, the users in the room, they have more features, more ways to control the solutions, to work with layouts, content, and many other things. So they don't need to bother, they don't need to ask operator to do something, some basic stuff. Now, most of the things can be done through the control panel, and when we have a lot of rooms, when we have a lot of meetings, we don't need to spend time of system administrators, of IT professionals to help us to make conference. We can do it by ourselves thanks to new protocols and new features we have inside. The basic setup for TrueConf Room usually comes with any camera. Usually cameras have microphones, or for example, if you have a very tight budget and small budget, you can use, let's say, Logitech webcam. It could be Brio or more affordable 922 or 930 camera. It's better to use 4K cameras nowadays because of the smart crop functions. I'll show this later. But basically, any web camera has a microphone inside on board, and we can use TV speakers as the loudspeakers for the conference. So that makes the full set, because now we have a computer, we have a screen, we have a camera, and we receive video from camera, we receive audio from microphones on the camera, we output audio through the TV, and that's it, we are done. And we need a control panel. And TrueConf Room is, in this way, is a quite smart solution, because we do not require the standalone control panel. So such panels like Logitech Tab or any other Android tablets are not required, actually. You can use your smartphone, because every user in your room, they have a smartphone. So basically, you have to come into the room and scan the QR code, and immediately you will receive access to the control panel, which is highly optimized. It is basically a web application. Nowadays, web applications are very powerful. It is fast. It has a very nice UI. It allows us to receive calls, to initialize calls, manage conferences, all the same. And we also offer an This is a very unique feature for us. We offer you the very nice UI for vertical orientation of your smartphone. So basically, you come into the room, you scan code, and you can receive calls, share the content, initialize conferences, do whatever you want to do in your room, right from your phone, and there is no need to use any kind of control panel, so some additional equipment. If you have a budget, of course, it is recommended and better to add any additional tablet for a room control application, but it is not necessary. Okay, we also offer some kits, but mostly in our local market, so they're not available globally, but you can talk to a manager to ask for available kits. The idea is quite simple. You can use any computer for the chassis, for the endpoint. You can use any peripherals, any camera, any speakerphone, whatever you have actually. Some equipment you have from some other installation, some equipment you receive from another office, some equipment you can take from desktops, whatever you have actually. We don't have any specific requirements for the peripherals, so you can use whatever you have with TrueConf Room to enable your conference room for video conference with video conference capabilities. Of course, it is better to use some professional equipment like Logitech bars or Yamaha speakerphones or some other professional equipment. But if you don't have budget for this, or if you don't have this equipment, it's also okay to use some more affordable stuff, because thanks to the very nice algorithm inside, AI-based algorithm, we can create and output very nice audio quality and video picture from any camera, from any source of the signal, and there are not a big difference between nowadays, thanks to the algorithms and new technologies, between professional equipment and medium line, not very expensive equipment.
So basically what you are saying that we can actually use almost any equipment. We just need to make sure that we have some audio equipment, some kind of microphone, speakerphone. We have a video for like PTZ camera or regular camera. We have a display, obviously a monitor, some TV screen, and we have an additional point here for the TrueConf Room, which is for controlling either it's a mobile phone device or it's a tablet. Right?
Yeah.
And it could be any device. Like you
Whatever.
don't need to comply over here.
Yeah, it could be whatever equipment you have. Actually, everything you can connect to a computer, usually it is USB port, will work. It's because, as I said, it's like a Windows application, like Ubuntu application, because you can use any type of speakerphones and headset with a desktop application. And TrueConf Room is the same application with different UI. So you need to recognize and use the same equipment, whatever you have. We have three types of control application to control the solution. So let me show you one more time. So the first way to control the solution is using Android application. Our Android application is bundled with TrueConf Room. I will show you. So I will go to the settings, about, and you can see that we have a room discovery application, which is accessible. You can download this APK file for any Android tablet right from the control panel of TrueConf Room. We do not recommend to use iPads and Apple, any kind of iPads, because with iPads you have to unlock the tablet, you have to run our application. It's complicated. For conferencing room usage, it is a total disaster. So it's better to use some professional equipment, and there are many affordable PoE-based Android tablets nowadays, like this one. So they're very affordable. It's like $100, and they work all the time. They never tired. They never blocked. You just have to tap first time, wake it up, it will immediately show you the control panel. And there is definitely no need to invest thousands for Logitech tab equipment, because absolutely the same experience you can receive from most more affordable Chinese tablets, and they're very nice working with our solution and all others actually. So it's Android, so you can install any application on them. So this is our default recommendation, is to use some kind of tablet with Android. However, sometimes tablet is not an option, and we have other ways to control the room application. It could be the browser. So what you're seeing right now is just a browser. So we can open it on any tablet. We can open it on any computer, any screen. Today I have a control panel on this monitor, but usually our customers, if they're not using special tablets, they're using laptops. So they usually display a control panel on the laptop, small screen, while the conference is rendered on the big screen with TPE. And the third option is to use the second monitor solutions like Logitech Tab, like Lenovo, Think Center, as I remember, Think Center 500, something like that. So there are solutions which are actually a computer with attached to them second monitor. There are USB Type-C based second monitors like Logitech Tab. There are built-in monitors like Lenovo solutions. They have like a small monitor attached to the top of the computer chases. And for us, it is not a problem because our room fully supports such screens, so we can render automatically on a second screen the control panel. Usually the second screen has a touch interface, so we can use this as a control panel. The control panel is designed for touch interactions, so it is not designed for mouse. It is designed for your fingers, so you can use it on your phone, or touch panel, or second monitor with your fingers. It has very large blocks of UI, so not a big problem to use to access all the features without mouse.
I just shared an article over there in the chat regarding the Lenovo Hub 500 and HP Elite Slice, and also I think a Lenovo Tab could be used.
There are not many solutions with the second monitor because industry goes for Android PoE devices. So like Logitech, they released the Tab PoE version, which is basically Android inside. And I think the second monitor approach is not the best one, so it will be replaced with Android tablets, which is more efficient. Okay, so let's finally start to discover the new features. So the first one, we added support for NDI import. So NDI is a very useful protocol which is used to deliver video and audio all together. NDI is always about video and audio, not just video and audio over the IP network. So we can connect any remote camera. We are not limited by the length of USB cable, which is usually 3 meters. We're not limited by the length of HDMI cable, which is usually 10 to 15 meters, which is also not suitable for many rooms. But NDI has no such limitations. We can use Ethernet. It could be 100 meters long between segments to connect any camera we have with NDI support as the camera source in our application. The application automatically displays such cameras. So I don't have an NDI camera at the moment. I will show you that we have some NDI sources in the network. And application automatically discover them and shows you the available NDI sources we can use as a camera inside the application. So this dramatically improves the installation. It improves cable management because now we can use any length of the cable to attach camera in a conference room. So they're not limited to USB or HDMI. And we also can connect NDI sources using second or third network interface because NDI outputs a lot of bandwidth. It is not suitable for internet. It is totally not suitable for internet. It can only be used in the local networks. But for room installation, it is fine because we can connect NDI camera using USB Ethernet adapter, for example, as a second network interface to the room computer, and it will be recognized and displayed in the settings. So it will not affect our internet connection in any way. And this is very nice. So we fully support not just export of NDI, I will show you this later, but import as well. As for the export of NDI, let me show you. I will start the meeting and I will add some people to the meeting. Easily, just a moment. Hop. Yeah, we have a meeting right now. So we also added support for NDI export. it is available in two ways. The first way is to export the full layout. The full layout can be exported from the layout settings. So this is the editor for the layout. I have two screens, two monitors. That's why I have two parts of the screen, so I can move people around. But I don't need. I don't want for Room application to replace my monitor at the moment because I have the meeting here with you today. However, I can enable NDI right here. I will enable it. So now NDI is enabled, and I can check the layout which is exported using NDI tools. In NDI tool set, we have NDI desktop monitor application, which now shows me the same conference. So, and the ID of this NDI source is permanent. So if we start the new conference, if we change participants, if we do the same tomorrow or 1 month later, not a problem. The stream source will be the same. And you can see that you can configure your NDI equipment to pick up the source for the same stream ID and reuse it, like for digital signage purposes, for enlarging the conference to another screen, or multiplication for another screens. So there are many ways you can use this, but most powerful way is not to output the full conference. I will stop this. Is to output specific participants. So I go to participant list in our control panel, and here I can enable NDI for specific users. For these two users, participants, for Aris and Amanda, I have enabled NDI export. So now in NDI tools, I will be able to switch between them as a separate video and audio streams. So here they are. Those users sent 720p 30 frames per second resolutions to the server, and now I can see them as well. So important part, when we use NDI export, we always deliver video plus audio. It's not just video, it's always video plus audio. So we can use this as a source for broadcasting applications, for example, in OBS software or in vMix or some professional broadcasting systems. So we can create custom layouts, 3D studios, whatever you want to do with your remote participants, right from the Room application, and the audio is totally isolated. So that the host can ask questions to the speaker, and the broadcasting platform will only hear the voice of the speaker, not the host or some technical stuff. So that's important. And we can output many streams. It is not limited in any way. Just make sure that when you output a lot of streams of NDI, you have at least gigabit network interface in your local network, not internet connection, just for the local network. 1 gigabit is a must for NDI. And make sure that the stream of NDI is cached and used inside your network. So it is a bad idea to deliver NDI over the internet. It will not work. It is only to deliver a video stream layout of participants inside your network to some other equipment who can read, who understands NDI signals. Okay, I will stop NDI export for those participants and finish this conference for all. Okay, the next feature is about content sharing. So we added finally support for Microsoft PowerPoint and PDF files. So now it is possible to share from the device you control the Room application. It could be your smartphone, laptop, tablet, whatever you have at hand, where you have control panel available. It is now possible to share documents, and we can also output those documents to NDI. Let me show you. I will create a new conference. I have a slideshow. I will start the content sharing session. So I don't have capture card, so I don't have HDMI connector here, but I have some PowerPoint files. So I will go to slide management, and we'll add the PowerPoint file. Just a moment. It will be recognized and split it into many images. Okay, and I can start the slideshow session. Just a moment. Let's play this slide. Okay, so It is also visible on the main screen of the Room application that the content is big now, and we can also export the content over NDI, and it will be picked up by any NDI compatible application over a unique ID. So now we can see this. I can switch slides, and it will be available in NDI as well. So you can see that we added support for PDFs and PowerPoint files, like in this example, and we can move them around those slides. We can add more sources of the content to the slide deck, and we can prepare some slide deck in advance and share with our audience after the meeting started. Okay, I will clear the slide deck and move forward. The auto framing, very interesting feature. So the idea is to apply auto tracking for the group of people. So TrueConf Room support this auto composition. We call this auto composition for two groups of people. So we can split the view from any camera. It's better to have 4K camera for this to work. We can split the view into two parts, and every part will try to focus on people. If we have just two people, it will show two people. If you have groups of people, it will split groups of people. The idea is to make the size of your face larger. The idea is to eliminate the empty space between people in the room. Usually in a room, people have like a huge table between them. So we can remove the table and make sure that every person is visible. So I will show you. We are in a conference right now, and I need to enable the auto composition. I go to the settings, face tracking. Okay. Now it works this way. I will ask my colleague Daniil to help me. Danila, please help me. You can see that this algorithm tracks me. I will move around, it follows me. But if there are two of us, please stay here. Okay, just closer to me. So now the algorithm selects the most comfortable view for two of us automatically. So we don't need an auto tracking solution. We don't need a specific equipment. We don't need expensive video bar. We can use any camera. It could be $100 affordable 4K camera, and it will deliver for us the same experience as, let's say, like Polycom Eagle Eye Director or Cisco Speaker Track or some other solutions. And it is totally agnostic to the equipment you have. We just apply this algorithm to any video source. The only recommendation we have is to have 4K camera, because cropping video from Full HD is a bad idea. So now we will move together with my colleague. Let's move to the right, step by step. So we're like moving this way. So you can see that the algorithm is tracking both of us. Stay here. And now I will try to separate from Danila. I will go in other direction. And now the algorithm is splitted the view. You don't see it, but it is actually splitted. I will use my hand to show this. This is crazy. So like, put your hand. So
that looks scary.
Yeah, it looks scary, but this shows the idea that we have two images which are combined together to maximize the view for the speaker. While I move, Danilo will stay, I will move around, and the camera will follow me, trying to deliver the best view of me to the conference. And it happens automatically from any camera, so you don't need to do anything, just to check the tick box, and it is available in free application through TrueConf Room. Danilo, thank you very much. It's just the first version. We will improve it because there are some things we'd like to improve, like the smoothness, we don't need to change sense too quickly, so it will be improved. But so far already it is very nice. If you don't have 30 people in the room, it works like a charm. Just again, you go to the settings, and here we have tools, general settings, face tracking. So you can enable it and disable it. This is how it works. We are using camera PTZ camera in a zoom. So if I zoom out, it would output better results. We are a little bit zoomed, so if we use the smallest zoom, the widest angles, so it would be even better. So we could separate it with Daniela much further. Okay, so I disable this. Let's move forward. So this feature is enabled in the new release, so you can use it. Another thing is presets. So now it is possible to create presets, and I have created them. Okay, I will delete them and create it together with you. Okay, so let's select another camera. We have another camera here. Yeah, this is, by the way, one of the sets we sell in Russia. So it's a Yamaha speakerphone. It is a camera of our design, clever cam, and the codec and touch panel. So let's focus on the touch panel because we will need it very soon. We will use the controls for this. By the way, you can see that we are very clever with PTZ controls. So we use acceleration and deceleration to make movements very smooth. We understand that when you have a zoom, we have to apply smaller steps. So when you have the deeper zoom, larger zoom, the camera should move slowly to allow you to precisely select some objects. Okay, yeah. Now we selected this tablet, and I save this as a preset. And let's go to another camera and select it as a preset. And now, while we in a session, in a conference, and we have multiple video sources, it could be NDI sources as well. Whatever you have as a video source in the system, we can go to PTZ camera control window and switch one click between presets. Between any cameras you have, it could be document camera, it could be a flip chart, whiteboard, street, some overview of the room, whatever you have a very nice access to switch between sources in this way. And this is a new feature. It wasn't available before.
Yes, having presets is very convenient during the conference call. That's true.
We save the previews, so you can use previews to better understand what view will be selected. It is not professional video mixing. It is not, professional video mixing solutions. They make switching very quick. They have no delay between switching cameras. We have some delay because it's not like a very professional solution. We just switch cameras inside our application and apply present to them. But still, it is quite useful. Okay, another feature is about first initial setup. Because our customers, they're running internally on-premises collaboration platform, which is TrueConf Server. And this room application is specifically designed to be used with TrueConf Server. It is very important to connect room during first installation to the proper server, because some customers, they have many servers, they have large networks, VPN networks, whatever, and it is important to not to remember the address of the server, the IP address or DNS name of the server. So it's better to select it quickly. So now we have in the network setting the discovery list. So we automatically discover in the network all available TrueConf servers. In most cases, for the customers of yours and for yourself, it will be just one server, and you just select it, authorizing it as TrueConf Room application or whatever user you like to use for the room, and that's it. And we will remember every authorization you have. So for administrators of the control panel, it will be possible to change servers if needed and to connect to the remote server or to the local server. However, we recommend to use federation because our system fully supports federation, and we recommend not to disconnect from the local server and connect to another server, but to use federation to reach remote users, remote locations, other customer servers, because this way you will be available as online user to your local users, and this room will be available for others. Okay, Another update is about video management and audio management. Because it is our own protocol, we can do whatever we want with incoming and outgoing streams, not on the server, but we can manage this on the endpoint who sends video and audio. So I will start a call. Just a moment. I will call someone. Let's call this user. And I will escalate this call to the video conference. Now it is possible, by the way, the new feature. It wasn't available before, so now it is possible to convert any video call to the group conference using Room solution. Before, it was available only on desktop applications. So when I click invite, the Room will automatically recreate this call as a conference. So now we have a conference here. And if I go to the list of participants, we added some other features from our desktop application. So I can not just disable camera or microphone on the remote party. I can disable the receiving of video and audio from those parties. So I can disable some cameras, I can disable some audios of other participants. Because sometimes what you have to see in a room should be different from what you hear and see on your desktop application. Because usually in a room we have a video wall, LED video wall or LSD video wall, and usually we have also two screens. So we have to manage what we're seeing, and this brings some additional controls for some specific tasks, mostly for operator assisted calls. For smaller rooms, it is not useful. But still, we added this, so it brings more flexibility and ability to control the participants. We added support for PIN. Actually, this feature was added in a previous release in version 4.1 because we added support for pins for conferences in TrueConf server version 5.0. And next, after that release, we released the TrueConf Room 4.1 with pin support. I have added this slide just to remind that pins are fully supported in the Room application as well. So if a room user will be invited to the conference which is protected, it will join it automatically because it will be invited from the host or moderator. But if any user in a room, will show you, will try to join a meeting using conference ID, which he is not allowed to join, he will be requested PIN code, and it will be possible for him to enter it. Okay. Quick to call conference escalation. Yeah, we just seen this. The very new feature for the version 4.2 is called Room Discovery. It is a special Android application which is installed actually on all those tablets. This tablet, that tablet, and another tablet over there. So I will switch the camera to show you. Just a moment. Here we are. So the idea for Discovery application is quite simple. Every room installation, every room application using MDNS protocol, which is called Bonjour by Apple, is sending broadcast packets to the network. It's telling everybody in the local network, not internet, just local network, that here we have a room application which can be attached to some control panel. And Room Discovery application is APK file, which is available here. I showed this before in the settings of TrueConf Room application, so we can download it. And this APK file replaces the system manager, the system desktop application, so it's always open. Daniela, could you please help me? Please show the Discovery application. Just a moment. Here we have camera is inverted.
It's mirroring, right?
Yeah. We have to change this. Yeah, done. Also camera is trying to focus. Okay, so here the list is automatically populated with available TrueConf Room installations. As you can see, we have many TrueConf rooms in our Moscow office, and now we can select the one we need to attach this panel to. And Daniel, please click the current equipment. Yes, and the panel is attached to this room application. So if we power it off and power on again, it will automatically connect to it and restore the control panel. So nothing to be done by administrator. The idea is that if something goes wrong and control panel is disconnected, Wi-Fi signal is disconnected, or power is disconnected, and when they are back and restored, it will automatically attach itself to the room application and allows the user in a room to control the room solution. So that's important. So it's not bulletproof, but it's definitely helps with some typical problems which require IT professionals to go by foot to some distant room to fix this. Now, with this APK file, no need to go anywhere. It automatically recreates itself, reattach to the controller, to the room endpoint. Danila, thank you.
So the benefit of using the APK comparing to the web browser is that it recreates and can remember the settings, right?
Of course, the idea is to save time and the resources of IT professionals, system administrators. So we are trying to do the solution which save not just their time, they're sleeping better. So they don't need to worry that something will go wrong on a Monday morning in the many rooms they have. They should work, they should be available, and this is important. And actually, to make this possible, we added another very important part to our room application. Now, for both for Windows and for Linux, we install into the system the service which controls room application. Actually, I have it right now. It's running here. I will show you. Here it is. So this is a room service application which actually can be closed. You don't need to run it all the time because it just controls the system service. So if we go to the system settings, we can find the service. But the idea of this application is to prepare the computer for usage of room application. So we can select here command line files, actually any executable files. It could be a bash script, it could be Python script, it could be Windows CMD file, whatever you have to apply some settings before application start and after it ends itself. We can also add some parameters for the application when it starts. And most importantly, here we can select which screen we have to use as the main screen for video and which screen or which approach we have to use for the control panel. In our case, I have a control panel in the browser, so I don't need to display control panel on my second monitor, but it could be done. And if something goes wrong, this device will automatically restart the application and reapply all the settings. So I will show you. I will just close these. Because service is running, I will close the room application this way. I will exit here from TrueConf Room, and the service will recognize that the room is not running, and it will automatically recreate it. So now you can see this working. That means that we are trying to automatically restore the functioning of the room appliance. So let's wait a little bit. Service will automatically recreate all the setup. It will properly select screen. It will properly select control panel. And just a moment, and voila, we're back. Yeah, face tracking was enabled again. But the idea, it is impossible with this service to make any changes and problems for user. So if the room computer will be powered off or disconnected, whatever, room service will automatically recreate everything. So if application will be closed by user, it happens because users They can attach the keyboard to the computer in the room. They can close everything. So this service helps to prevent those actions we don't want to have in the room, because otherwise it will be required for IT professional, for system administrator to visit this room to restore the settings. With service, no need to go anywhere, it will be restored automatically. So this service is bundled, it is built in into the room application. If you install it in Ubuntu or Windows, that doesn't matter, we install this service in the system and we provide this control panel for this service in the system. So it is important to outline that once the room is set up, once devices are selected for video, for audio, for screens, it is impossible to for user to broke this. It will automatically recreate everything according to the settings in the service application. Okay, yeah, some screens from service. Another thing is about the ease of camera controls. So for users, it is sometimes very difficult to use the PTZ controls to move the camera around. So now we have support for web-based camera control in the layout management. So I will ask my colleague again, Danilo, please help me. I will change the camera. Just a moment. So this is traditional way how to control the room. I will switch preset to the control panel. Here we are. And Danilo will start a conference. In there, in the layout settings, so we don't need to go to the settings in the PTZ control. So we can use swipes and pitches. So it is possible to use your 2 fingers for zoom. Daniel, please zoom with 2 fingers. Yeah. So you can see you can apply those gestures using your fingers over your self-view video in the layout. And everywhere you can see it inside our control panel. It could be settings, it could be layout management. So you can use this to adjust your view. And this is pretty fun. Definitely not the most important feature, but very nice. I think we are the first to add this. So no need to go to the PTZ camera remote controller, no need to open specific settings. Just use your fingers, which is essential when we are talking about Android tablets and your smartphone as a room controller. Okay. Danilo, thank you.
In case we use something like non-Android application, can we use the same functionality, let's say in the web browser?
Yeah, it's available in the browser. Actually, Android application has a browser inside. It's the same web application. Web applications are quite powerful nowadays. Like we have a Figma, which fully replaces Photoshop, which is web-based. Yeah,
Right.
we have a lot of WebRTC-based solutions. So it is not old HTML. It is based on the new web technology. So it renders quickly. It works instantly. So not a big deal, actually. Okay, I'm going to disable face tracking because I have to be here. Just a moment. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so let's move forward. Another setting is the ability for administrator, once the room is set up, to pin the screen to the current display. This is also very important, and we didn't have it. Unfortunately, we didn't have it before, but now finally it is available. So if you don't want to use this TrueConf service, which provides keep alive service for TrueConf Room, you can use this checkbox, which is quite important. It should be here. Where it is? Yeah, main screen settings. So when you install the room for the first time, you can use the drop-down menu here to select the display which will be used for the video conference. So in my case, I have the Full HD screen for the controller, which you can see, and the 4K screen for the video conference, for the TV I have in this room. And here I select that the main display for video conference will be monitor number 1, which has 4K resolution. After that, I just click here, pin main screen to the current display, which is a very important thing. And if by some reasons, you never know why, for example, we attach to this computer another screen, and the order of the screen in the operating system will change, or we disconnect this TV from the computer, and only this monitor will remain. So it changes the order of available screens in the operating system. So this checkbox will prevent for main video conference to appear on your second monitor, on your monitor, or another screen. So we stick the main screen to the specific TV you have in the room. So once you fix this disconnected of HDMI cable, the room application will automatically recreate the main application, main window of our application for video conference on the selected screen, which is also important because it happens all the time before. So if you reconnect the screen, the main window will open on the broad screen. When you attach a second monitor, the main window opens on that monitor, leaving the main screen. So this checkbox like glue the main screen to the previously selected monitor. Okay. We also added support for screen mirroring. That means if you have a capture card, which we recommend to add, because Room is a free application. You can use it with whatever computer you have. But usually in a conference room, it is important to capture your monitor, or I'm sorry, your laptop by attaching HDMI cable to the endpoint, to the conference room computer. So in TrueConf Room, you can use any capture card. There are many available, like Epiphone, AV-Media, actually AV-Matrix, Blackmagic, whatever you have available. Every capture card recognized by operating system could be used as a content source. And in the control panel of the Room application, we will see this button, switch to HDMI. Actually, it is the same as a slideshow. So switch to HDMI is also available when we select the content source during the meetings. So when we are not in a meeting, we are just went to the conference room to discuss something locally with our local colleagues without the need for the video conference. And when we attach the HDMI source to the capture card attached to the computer, we can click this button and immediately the screen will be in a full size field with the source of the capture card. So you don't need to start a conference like it was required before. You don't need to go to the settings to hide some panels displayed above the camera window. So it will just show you the source, the desktop of your laptop or whatever you have attached. So it is useful when you use TrueConf Room outside of the meetings. Not in the meetings, but outside of the meetings, just to discuss something with your colleagues without the need to change installation, to close our application. Just attach your laptop and that's it. We will display the screen automatically. This is screen mirroring. And the last slide I'm going to cover today, and we are almost on time, it's 59 minutes, is about SDK, which lays in a foundation of TrueConf Room. Basically, the TrueConf Room version 4.0, 4.1, and the current release 4.2, all of them are based on TrueConf Video SDK. It is C++ core, which is used in our applications, to which we added fully documented number of calls and functions, which can be used to create any solution. So TrueConf Room is an example of our SDK. And that means if we are able to create this powerful TrueConf Room application using our SDK, that means you can create whatever you want using our SDK as well. And another example, we're going to release the new version of our kiosk application. It will be version 4.0. It will happen this summer, very soon. It will be based on Video SDK as well. So we have a documentation for that. You can go to developers.trueconf.com website to check the documentation. and we make sure that our technology can be used for any appliances using our SDK. It is C++, it is very fast, you can do whatever you want. Everything you're seeing on the main screen, every buttons and controls you have in the control panel have corresponding functions and calls in our SDK. So you can create your own interface, you can create kiosk, you can do everything with the conferencing using this library. So I'm telling you that our room application is just an example. And the last slide is about community. We have a community for our users with our technical support team there, with our product team there. So if you have any problems, if you have any ideas, feedback, feel free to use it. We really value our customers and users. And again, I'd like to outline that all the features we do, most of them, are actually the requests, the real requirements from our customer. This is something not we came up idea with. This is something our customers asked us for, and we developed this for them. So feel free to share your ideas and feedback, and we will value this. It turned out to be very efficient. Our Russian language community is extremely large, it's very big, and we have a lot of people. English-speaking community is smaller. If you're not there, feel free to join. We'll be happy to see you there. So far, that's it. I will open my application.
That was actually great.
Check questions.
And that would be also nice to hear some feedbacks. We are very curious to hear feedbacks regarding the most interesting feature for you, such as, for example, meeting room control, maybe NDI, maybe video split. Regarding the questions, I think there was one more question regarding the software or hardware packages, because we were saying that it's a software, but also there were a couple of examples of packages.
Yeah, I see this question from Sarhi. Well, Sarhi, we are a software company, first of all. So we do not have like stocks of the equipment outside of Russia. And for us, it is better to provide you with the software and recommendations for the hardware. And Room is totally agnostic to whatever hardware you have. So according to our guides and requirements, you can easily install it on any computer with any peripheral. So there is no need to stick with our sets. I showed those sets because we do have them, but they're available mostly for our customers here in Russia.
And another question was regarding the difference between the free version and the paid version. And the question is if I need to buy the pack or both is possible.
In most cases, our customers use the free version because the difference between free and the paid one is very small. There are three differences. The first one is NDI is not available in the free version. The second one, the control panel user, so the user in a room who has access to the control panel can change camera, can change microphone, can authenticate using different user on the server. So if you'd like to lock the settings and to make the settings only available for administrator, not for the user, you have to buy the license. And the third difference is about the logo. You can see the logo on the left corner. So in the free version, it is not possible to get rid of it. So it will always be displayed. So that's it. No other differences between free and full version. The same quality, the same layout features, the same face tracking, everything. Room service, room discovery, everything the same. So we do not make money on TrueConf Room. Our idea is to enable your rooms to help you. Our business is about TrueConf server licenses, not TrueConf Room licenses. So, yeah.
So we have here a TrueConf Room free version. There's a TrueConf Room Pro version with a couple of differences, and there's also a video SDK, right? With the help of which you can actually build your own control for the same logic.
Video SDK is a different distribution, different application. So it's basically a library. So it requires some qualification in software development to use it, but it not it doesn't come along with TrueConf Room. It is inside TrueConf Room. But yeah, the room is example of it. By the way, I'd like to tell you that TrueConf Room fully supports 4K in multi-point and point-to-point calls. So you can use it to achieve very high quality video conferences like 2160p, 30 frames per second, or 1080p, 30 frames per second, whatever camera and screen resolution you have. So we can make sure that if you have a nice screen in your room, we can output a very nice quality. This is something wrong today with public services, with our competitors' services. They always limit the video quality. It is a big problem to receive high quality over internet. You usually limit it to 360p, sometimes it scales to 720p, but it's still very low. It's still not beautiful. It still doesn't utilize fully the equipment you have, the cameras you have, the screen you have. So only with TrueConf, with local installation, with on-premises version of TrueConf server, you can reach very nice quality because we are not paying for bandwidth. Actually, the system is installed in your network, which is very secure approach. And in addition to the security, you receive fantastic quality for our desktop application, and room application, and mobile as well. That's very important. And to end this webinar, I'd like to outline the next steps we're going to add to this room solution in the next version 4.3. So the 4.3 version will feature the noise suppression, our legendary, very nice TrueConf noise suppression will come to rooms with the next release. We're going to add the sleeping mode, which will help to display some wallpaper, screensavers when the room is not used, which will help to wake up the solution when we receive incoming call. So it will be another service which manage the installation and making the whole experience more useful in the rooms, because when you see yourself in the room like I'm seeing right now, it's even if I'm not in a call, right now I'm not in a call. For many users, it looks, for many people in the room, it looks like they're being recorded, so they don't feel safe. So by default, we will not display camera, so it will change within the next version. And there are many features are coming. For example, the full support for the smart meeting mode we introduced recently for our desktop application and mobile applications. The support for smart meeting mode, where layout automatically selected based on many factors for every user. It will be available in the room in a 4.3 version. So keep in touch with us, subscribe for our Telegram channel and our LinkedIn page to receive updates about our software. We're delivering a lot of updates for our desktop, mobile, and room applications in our server. Every month we have something new, so don't forget to update. To update the current installations of TrueConf Room you might have, you just need to run installer of TrueConf Room available from our TrueConf.com website. Any moment, just on existing installation, running copy of TrueConf Room, just run the new installer. It will automatically update everything. You don't need to worry about any problems. We'll handle it. That's it. Rudolf, do you have any questions?
I think no more questions. Thank you, Lev, for sharing the latest news regarding the TrueConf Room. And where do we go from here? We invite everyone to download the TrueConf Room application from the website and try it yourself.
Thank you for your attention. I'd like to say that we are going to be on some big trade shows in autumn. So we're going to be in GITEX in Dubai. We're going to be on Infocom. Unfortunately, we're not participating right now today in Infocom in the US. It's difficult for us to get there at the moment. But for large Asian shows, we will be there. So in the Middle East shows, we will be there. So we'll be happy to see you in person. We just come back from GITEX Africa and Infocom Asia in Bangkok. So we're traveling a lot, trying to and deliver the latest updates to all of our partners and customers. So we're very open and looking for your feedback. Once again, thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Lev.
Yeah.
And see you next time.
Nice to see you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.